Sorry, sorry. Good morning, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Welcome back to another edition of Activated Mornings. Normally, around this time, we have Talk to Me segment, and it's a Friday, so we would have had something a little dicey to take you through the weekend until we come back with you on Monday morning. But, coming up on Sunday, is a big event that's happening at the Victoria Park. It should be the Victoria Park, right? Yet, still we rise. We should be joined by Mr. Rodney Small in just about now. Just about now. And this is a collaboration between the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Gospel Hub Promotions. All right, happening this Sunday, dubbed Yet Still We Rise Hurricane Beryl Relief Drive concert featuring Jaron, Nurse, and SVG's local gospel sensations. We're live on Facebook and YouTube at WEFM 99 SVG. So I'm just going to put up the flyer until we get his call via WhatsApp. All right, have you seen it? All right, and there we go. Here we go. Sorry. Hello, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Is
Good
that-
Hello.
morning. Good morning. Where are you?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Nice, nice,
Morning.
nice. Sorry for the delay.
It's
That's
okay.
all
What's up?
right. We're good. We're good for the time. How are you? How's the team?
Everybody's good. We're blessed
You got
because we're
that
from the
right.
land of the blessed, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So big things are happening on Sunday. Tell us all about that.
Well, quite naturally, we were looking of ways in which we can bring everybody together collectively, where we can give thanks and praise, of course, for God for sparing our lives. Um, Never mind, it has been a very hard time for some persons. We still have the opportunity to breathe every day since then. So it is something that we must be grateful for. So this Sunday, the gospel community with the government of St. Vincent and Grenadines decided that they want to come together and host an event, not a concert, but an event where we all can come together and remind ourselves of some very important fundamentals, which is faith, fresh hope and love. I mean, St. Vincent have gone through quite a number of different crises and disasters, and we still stand strong and resilient. Um, so this Sunday, we're gonna bring everybody together. I mean, mainly we're gonna get the persons from the shelter to come out and have an evening of fun, an evening where we can say thank you, Lord, an evening where we can come together collectively as a nation and just lift up this country in prayer and in worship via song and music and all these wonderful things. But before we do all of that, we want to create an atmosphere for the entire family. We want to create an atmosphere for the kids, and most importantly, we want to create an atmosphere for the persons in the shelter who, have been going through a lot of things emotionally and mentally. So we're gonna kickstart the event from 3 p.m. with a fun afternoon. So you're gonna come and you're gonna see a lot of different attractions for the kids and of course for the family. We're gonna have some team games where we want the family to come together and do some little competitions together where they can win prizes. But these prizes are things that they can use in the shelter and they can use while they build back their homes and stuff like that. And then of course we're gonna do some quiz. Um, the gospel community feel like we should be doing some Bible quiz, and that is something that we like, something that we jump on with. So we're gonna do a lot of these things from 3 p.m. to about 6 p.m. And then from 6 p.m. we're gonna go on the main stage where we're gonna have, of course, a lot of worship teams, a lot of our local gospel artists, some dance groups going to be there, a steel orchestra is going to be there, and of course our headline artist from Trinidad and Tobago, Jaron Nose, who's going to come and bring the curtains down on the evening. But most importantly, we're going to have some messages and some reflections in between all of that from some of our pastors here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Um, we're going to have a prayer for the nation. We're going to have a prayer for the persons who are in the shelter. And of course, we're going to have a final message to inspire persons that we have to continue to rebuild together and believe in fresh hope and faith and love as we continue for 2024.
Sorry, as soon as I'm going to speak, go ahead. You were going to say something.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I have a little cold, so bear with me a few. So the persons from the shelters are going to be there. people generally are invited to be there.
Correct.
So you're doing more than one things at once. What about the relief? Are persons able to make donations or bring items?
Yeah, it's quite naturally. We're gonna be having a lot of donation stations. So for persons, the admission is free,
Mm-hmm,
right? The
mm-hmm,
government of Simmons and Grenadians think that it should be an event where it's free, allow persons to donate as they walk through the gate. And then we're going to have a special offering. We're going to take up a special offering, and all these proceeds are going to go to the persons in the shelter and for persons mainly from the southern Grenadians and who are affected, which will obviously be guided by NEMO, right? Because they are the ones who are in control, right? It is open to the general public, but I mean, the persons who have been here in the shelter, they have been locked away in the shelter for quite a while, and we want to give them the opportunity to come out into an atmosphere where they can be free, where they can have some fun mainly, and then of
mm-hmm,
course, as I said, go into the whole entire praise and worship element of it. I mean, it's not only for Christians, but it's for the entire country, right? But it's driven from the gospel element of things.
mm-hmm.
So it's really naturally for everybody. But yes, the donations are welcome. As I said, these donation stations are going to be active, and then from time to time, we're going to be doing special offerings, so persons can donate via
Mm-hmm.
the offering.
Okay. Ronnie, so I know that so persons are in shelters in different communities in SVG. Is it that transportation will be provided for these persons? What's happening there in terms of getting them to and from the event?
Well, very good question, because we had a meeting yesterday at the office of the Prime Minister, and that's one of the things that came up. So we're in conversation now where we're trying to get the Ministry of Transport and Works to provide a lot of the buses so that we can move the persons from the shelters and even persons within the community. If you're not in a shelter and there's a bus there and there's space, you can jump on the bus and you can come to the event and be a part of the entire thing. But yes, we're in conversation to get a lot of the buses and the transportation for persons to come to the event in terms of mainly the persons in the shelter. But we wouldn't turn you back if you want a ride and you're within the community of one of the shelters.
Okay. And how would persons know of this information when everything has been finalized?
Well, we've been utilizing a lot of the different social media pages. They're going to be a full press release. Of course, all the radio stations would get that information. And of course, as I said, social media, via press release, via different interviews. So by midday today, we would be able to put out in terms of the names of the buses, what time they would be on location, so persons can have an idea of when to get ready and what time the buses are rolling.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. I don't know much about Jaron Nurse, unfortunately. Could you share a bit about him for those who don't know, like me?
A very young gospel artist. He has a very big story. He has been to Simmons before, to the Vincentian public. Well, mainly the gospel arena is in love with him. He has a lot of what I would say down to earth songs. He's very connected spiritually because he has been here since Monday, and he has been able to move around and talk to different persons to understand what is the nature of what is happening and how they're feeling. Right. So yeah, I mean you can go and check him out, check out his music. When against the Gospel Hub promotions, they were the ones who were going to do this event, right? And then when the government reached out first to coordinate something of this nature, we decided that instead of reinventing the wheel, why don't we just collaborate with the Gospel Hub promotion and enhance the event and make it something that is more national. So
Nice.
so he was already here since Monday for that particular event. So
Mm-hmm.
when we asked him to postpone it to this weekend, and I mean what he did instead of just going back to Trinidad and come back, right? He decided to stay on the ground. He moved around. He spoke to some persons. He have an idea of what happened. So when he is performing, because he's not just a singer, right? He's a minister, right? So he wants to be able to relate to what is happening and not just come and sing some music, right? But I would encourage you to check him out, Christal. I mean, you would love
Yeah.
his music. He's
Yeah.
not only the what I would say the kumbaya type of, I mean, Anglican Catholic kind of singer. He's very down to earth,
Traditional.
right? He's
Not
not
you
too
saying
traditional,
kumbaya.
My lord.
and
I know what you meant. It's okay.
he's very powerful. I mean, he's
Hmm.
very genuine. I mean, so I've been to quite a number of his concerts, so I think he would relate to what is happening and leave Vincent Jones with a good sound mind.
All
Okay.
right. That's some good stuff. So, with the government or the respective ministries be coming up with some other initiatives in terms of entertainment wise, I know you said that you would have collaborated with Gospel Hub Promotions for this one. So, anything else in the pipeline that you want to leak?
No, I don't want to leak anything else, but I know there are quite a number of things that are in the pipeline. Right? It's not any
Hmm.
secret, but it's just that they have not been solid yet. But there are conversations to do different things.
Hmm.
Entertainment wise, because we have quite a number of significant events that are coming up, both private and by the government. So, we have things like Emancipation Day coming up, we have the CARICOM Day coming up, of course, we have Independence coming up. So, there are quite a number of things that the government is looking at to see how they can continue to drive with seeking help in different ways. And I know that there are individuals and there are entities, private entities, who are planning to do stuff to really help. I mean, quite naturally, it was Southern Grenadians who are on mainland, who are talented and who have performances and stuff like that to get them to do stuff so persons can really see and give them an opportunity to express themselves with their talent, and then we can go out and support their own show. So there's conversation of that nature, but it's for us to really see if they're up to it mentally. But it would be nice to see like the cultural conquerors from Union Island and some of the artists from Canawan to come together and do an event. I know there's conversation of that nature. So I mean, there are quite a number of things that will come soon. But we're dealing with this Sunday. I mean, it's going to be a real good vibe. It's going to be a good atmosphere. I know there are persons who saying why we didn't do this before Carnival and what's not. But I mean that's not a conversation I would entertain. What I would say is happening now, and I'm
Mhm.
grateful that the gospel community took up the initiative, and the government of St. Vincent and Grenadines was able to say, this, no man, I'm going to put my support behind this, and we're not going to make it a sham, but we're going to make it something that is meaningful. Hence the reason why I mentioned those three fundamental things that we want to put forward, which is love, faith, and fresh hope. That is what the entire event is going to be surrounded by. So you're not going to just come and hear people singing. You're going to hear a word from different pastors, the different prayers for the nation and persons who are affected, and of course a reflection. We're going to do an entire reflection. So I mean, again, the gospel hub promotion, they are the ones who are driving it, and we're just giving guidance and support from behind. And I'm hoping that I'll see you there, Christal. I mean, well, everybody in the studio, I'm hoping that you would be there, because we have to stand in solidarity and of course give thanks, because we are truly a blessed country.
Yes,
Mhm.
indeed. You know what would be amazing to see? The Union Island dancers, the
Mhm.
Yeah,
the, the
cultural
cake,
conquerors.
right? The with
Yeah,
with
cultural
the cake
conquerors.
dance and what's not. Yeah, that'll be amazing to see.
Yeah, well,
Especially at this time.
uh, as I said earlier, there's conversations to do something of that nature, but just
Mm-hmm.
to feature these persons from the Southern Grenadines.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we have to be mindful because we don't know the mental state that they're in,
Yeah,
and if they
true.
would be up to doing something like this. I don't think everybody's is also in one place.
Mm-hmm.
So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, there are conversations. I mean, so I just give you a leak on something there. So I think
Thanks.
the Vincentian public would really appreciate that, to see that. I mean, regardless of what, the Southern Grenadians can still stand up and do
Yeah.
their thing. And I mean, that they're rich.
Yep. That was loud. Sorry. Yes. Culturally.
It's
I think he
connecting.
was gonna
Well,
say rich culturally.
Mhm.
You cut out a little bit there at rich.
yeah, I was saying that they're rich culturally, and I know that is something that the Vincentian public would support, because again, because of the nature of why they're doing it, and again, we always love to see their performances.
Of course. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. Indeed. Indeed.
Uh,
All right. All right.
Anything
So any
else you
final
wanna?
thoughts?
Yeah. Apart
but
from the free admission.
And the fact that children are on vacation, so people have time, they do have the time to be able to come out.
I'll have an excuse.
three,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ronnie,
hello,
you had cut out. You could start again.
yeah, and I was saying on Sunday 3 p.m. We
Mhm.
really want, I mean, the entire Vincentian public to come out. From 3 p.m. It's going to be, as I said, a lot of fun activities for the family, for the children, right? So that we can, I mean, take our minds away from some of what has happened. I mean, and allow the persons in the shelters to free up and have a good time. I mean, I know that they've been doing quite a number of stuff in the shelters, but we want to bring them into an atmosphere where we all can be there with them. We're gonna create booths where you can go and have conversations with them. We're gonna create booths where if an individual feel like they want to have a one-on-one conversation with somebody, with a counselor, with a pastor, we're gonna allow that opportunity also. So there are quite a number of different things that are going to happen from very early. And then, as I said, from 6 p.m., we're going to activate the main stage with the different performances and from the different pastors, and quite naturally, persons can enjoy some of the entertainment.
All
All
right.
right. Thank you so much.
Right?
See you on
Christal,
Sunday.
you can go and research there, and I'm sure you're gonna be inspired.
I
All
feel
right.
I feel like okay. I'm reading into this. Hey,
I shall,
Instagram.
I shall stay out of this one.
All right.
Thank you, Rodney. Have a wonderful
No
weekend.
problem. All right. Bye bye. You
All
too.
right,
Take
thanks. Bye
care.
bye.
Bye bye.
And there you have it. Coming up this Sunday, yet still we rise. Hurricane Beryl Relief Drive concert collaboration between Gospel Hub Promotions and the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, featuring gospel sensation Jaron Nurse and local gospel artists and entertainers. So it should be good. I'm expecting great things because our gospel people, they could really perform. They could put off a really good show. And of course, they're teaming up with another set of good people. So it should be a good one. They're starting at 3 p.m. So take the family down, walk with a little extra something to make a donation, whether it is by money or by item, leave it there one time, any opportunity you get. And it's absolutely free. Something to do on a Sunday as well. No complaints to Sunday. Put on your dandan and come down to Victoria Park. Okay. All right. Great. Lovely.
All
I love
right.
how people just listen to me. Continue.
You ready to get back yourself, boy. All
Yes,
right.
that's it. You can tell the difference, right? Stick like a puppy dog.
All right. At this time, we're going to take a quick commercial break and then we'll be back with